Guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February 25th. It is 6:18 right now. We got market opening up in about 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the server real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. Good. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Go. And let's have a live stream link. Solid. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here real quick. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. So you guys can see there's a lot of liquidity here that hasn't been touched in a while. It's just kind of been there. Eventually this stuff will get hit, but for the time being, I guess we'll just keep marking these up. Sometimes I think about just leaving these on and not like resetting my chart every day, but I think it's good that we see where liquidity's kind of been, sitting. So we have an idea like, okay, this area is going to have to get hit at some point versus kind of forgetting about it. 30-minute. $15-minute. 10-minute. And then back down to 1 minute here. All right, so we got a lot of liquidity. I mean, kind of all over the place. Looks like market hasn't really moved in the past while, like pre-market. So we've got a lot of liquidity sitting down here, which may get hit. We'll take a look at the overall direction of trend. That'll give us a good idea of like where the overall direction might go for today. But yeah, we have a lot of liquidity. I mean, kind of on both sides. A little messy, but we'll see. I mean, this stuff's probably gonna get hit pre-market, this lower level liquidity. Or the breakout, if it's for a sell, might just get spiked down pretty hard. Ideally, I'd like to clean that stuff up. It's just it's a little messy. So looking over here, everything does look kind of bearish on the higher time frames. Lower time frames are kind of shifting to the upside. So 4 hours bearish, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. Same with the 1 hour. 30-minute is starting to shift to the upside. 10-minute is now shifting bullish. 5 minutes bullish, and the 1 minute is back to bearish. So it's pretty mixed. It's not one-sided like it's been yesterday and the previous days. It's kind of just, it's a little mixed. So we'll kind of see what happens here. But all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Looks like majority are you guys, actually not majority. a good amount of you guys are here so far. So good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February 25th. It is 6:23 right now. We got market opening up in about 7 minutes. See what's here so far. Morning, Lila. Morning, Maria. Morning, Freedy. Morning, guys. Morning, Christian. All right, I've marked up liquidity over here. So let me turn off the high lows and turn the reversals back on. Let me check if there was any news this morning too. Let's see, we had some, they're like low impact news events, so they weren't really like big, I'd say. We had some medium impact right here at 6 o'clock, so I'll just mark that up. I'm not going to mark up the low impact stuff because it's kind of irrelevant. And we don't want to have too many red flags on the chart, of course. All right, we just want stuff that's like, for the most part, relevant. Other than that, we have CV consumer confidence at 7 o'clock. And then we have Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index at 7:30. So we got a couple news events coming up. They're not really high impact. I mean, there's CV consumer confidence is going to be decent, but I don't think it's going to be something crazy. There, that right there. I'll put the sellers in control from right here. So sellers have been in control right here from 556. Looks like price is going to come down and knock out that liquidity right there. Looking at the so looking over here at the market profile, price rejected off the value high, came down back to the point of control. That was kind of expected. I noticed this morning when I got up or when I turned on my computer. So I looked at that there. So that was kind of expected. Same with this here, price kind of bounced off the value high and it came right back down to the point of control. So we'll be looking at this here to identify, confluences. It's not a strategy on its own, but it's more so going to be used for confluences here, just to see where the bounces are going to happen. So liquidity right here got hit, guys. First level of liquidity right there knocked out. This level right here got knocked out as well. Hey, Glenn, morning. You got market opening up shortly in about 4 minutes. Breakout for today is looking like a possible sell at the moment. I don't know if this will hold, but it's looking like a possible sell. And we have a ton of liquidity targets down here. So sell could be imminent, but we'll kind of just play by ear. I'm not gonna predict where it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna wait and go with the flow of market. Hey, Valentine, morning. All right, so I mean, other than that, here's a clean chart. Not too much going on there. SRV2 chart. You draw the support resistance from here. So a little messy, but support resistance is marked up right there. Just kind of see where the market structure is kind of sitting. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll kind of see what happens here in a few, guys. So market's going to open up in about 3 minutes. Hey, Sam, morning. Volume right here. You can see price is currently at the value high with volume. Market profile again, price is currently at the point of control. So this is why I use different profiles here to kind of identify where price is likely at. Because the more confluences you have, the better. The volume profile is also rejecting off this value high here. So we're getting a lot of rejections off the top end. You can see over here off the market profile, rejecting off the top end right there. So we're probably going to maybe look for some sells today. I mean, we'll see. There's no guarantee that, price is going to keep going in that direction, but we'll kind of just play by ear and expect to takes some sells if that is the case, if price continues to drop. Looking at this right here, if price continues to push up higher, my threshold is about like 50 points. I'll put the buyers back in control right here. There we go. So we have the sellers in control here from 556 down to 626. Then from 627 up until now, we have the buyers pushing price back up. Rejection off the pivots right there. All right, guys, we got market opening up in about 2 minutes. Direction for the breakout has now flipped to the buy side. Breakout for today is now looking like a buy. Again, I'm not going to take the breakout, guys. I'm just marking it up for you guys. One thing that I noticed and I've talked about with other people in the group is that, the breakout just doesn't really resonate with me. It's not my type of strategy that I like to take. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad strategy. If you look at the stat, it still works pretty well. It's just for me, I don't like holding on to positions like this and putting faith in like one big spike, especially when the market has been kind of choppy lately. So for me personally, I'm probably going to hold off on the breakouts. I'm going to stick to my scalps, but if you guys do want to take them, I'll keep marking them up for you guys. So breakout for today is going to be a buy. We got market opening up in about 20 seconds, and we'll kind of see where this ends up going from here. I'm going to keep marking it up so I can continue to document and see how they play out. Maybe at some point in the future, I'll have them applied for like certain accounts. If this candle is too big, you're supposed to flip it the other way, but it looks perfectly fine right here. So the buy is still valid. And there we go. So breakout for today is a buy. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I'm going to mark up the 50-point mark right here. For those of you who like to get out at the 50-point mark. All right, 50 points already got hit right there. If anybody took it for a 1-to-1, again, it's still pushing up higher to the 1-to-2 right there. So the 1-to-1's already done with the breakout, full TP right there. And now it's reaching for the target 2, which is 100 points. So about like 40 points away from where price is currently at right now. Breakout is pushing pretty nicely to the upside. Blast through all of this liquidity right here. Ton of liquidity right there. Kind of curious to look at the market profile to see what shows. So I want to see if there's any rejections around those areas. All right, yeah. So price is blasting through this area. This is pretty much pushing into the market profile from. Basically this is a point of control from previous day. So let's just kind of see where this ends up going, because right now it is, it's pretty high. It's pushing up into the yesterday's point of control. So this is today's and this is yesterday's. We'll kind of see. We're going to use the market profile here to identify rejection points. So we now have rejection points off the point of control down here. Again, I'm not really looking for entries at the moment. I'm kind of just waiting. Volume profile over here, there's not really much to work with. Price is also rejecting off the point of control here. So rejection right there from the bottom, rejection right there from the bottom. What you might want to look for is like continuations. Here's a clean chart. There's no entries for us to take. Again, I'm using the market profile and volume profile just for confluences, not for specific entry points. I like to see some sort of rejection off the market profile or volume profile, and I'll use that as a deciding factor for my entries. There's an MPS V2 setting up right here. Again, guys, I think this will be a little tricky for an area because we just had a huge spike here. I think the breakout hit full TP there. So breakout full TP for 100 points. If you guys took that, nice work. If you guys didn't, there's no need to force anything here, right? Don't chase this. It's kind of late for the breakout if you guys didn't get into it. So breakout right there, full TP for 100 points. I'll put that in the chat over here real quick. This thing is still pushing up higher. Pushed up, grab liquidity up here. It's currently at the sessions. Again, if you guys want to take the MPS V2, you can, but I think this candle here is a little too big and it's at a red flag. The 75-point candle, and it's right at this session right here. So I think it's a little tricky to take. It might have to retrace back a little bit before it pushes up higher. So just something to, keep in mind. I personally wouldn't take it, but if you guys want to take it, it's up to you. I'm just going to put this here for documentation purposes. Moment to breakout, hit full TP, 100 points. Didn't take it, but the market for you guys right there. So the NPS V2 is currently running, but like I said, it's right at the sessions, guys. So it's a little tricky where it's currently at. It's on its way to its TP right there. All right, so full TP right there for the NPS V2. We had a buy signal here, price retrace right there. We had an engulfing V1 on this candle. That was an NPS V2 there. It was at a red flag, so that's something that I avoid. But if you guys wanted to take it, it did run right there. It's a full TP. I didn't see any confluences here on the 1 minute for rejection. So, it wouldn't necessarily be the type of entry that I'd be looking for. There's one rejection right here off the point of control. So that might have been the confluence that you were looking for. But for me personally, it's not what I'm looking for specifically. So right there, maybe like one confluence, and then looking over here on the 30-minute, we also had a confluence down here from the previous candle. Looking over here at the volume profile, also rejection right there. So there's a couple confluences. Confluence on the volume profile 1 minute, confluence on the 30-minute market profile, and also confluence here on the 1 minute market profile. So there's some pretty good confluences for rejections off the bottom for that specific entry. But again, like I don't like taking trades at red flags. So I didn't take that entry there, but if you guys wanted to take it, again, like I said, I'll mark these entries up for you so that you guys can see and you guys can understand. We have a rejection here off the value high, so if price comes back down, this could be a possible opportunity for a sell. Rejection here off the whole number. We got rejection off the clean chart. We got a rejection off the market profile. 1 minute. So price pushes back down, this could be a possible opportunity for an NPS V2 back down to open. I would like to see more rejections though. So I'd like to see a rejection off here, possibly off the 30-minute, maybe reject off that value high. So rejection right here too, off the volume profile. Okay, so this is looking good now. We have a bunch of rejections off the top point. So if we get an NPS V2 to the downside, this could be a possible entry. I know it's against the trend, but this could be a possible nice entry back to the downside if we do get that opportunity here. Let me measure this to see if we have that 50 points. I'm pretty sure it's 50 points, 70 right there. So we do have the sellers back in control right here at 633. So sellers back in control. If the sell signal here closes, could provide opportunity for an NPS V2 sell. We got some nice confluences here. Rejection right there off the value high. Rejection right there off the value high for 30-minute. Rejection off the, we don't have it here on the volume anymore. The volume did move back down. But market profile does show rejection. Rejection. Clean chart here. Also rejection off the whole number. SRs. See if there's any zones up here. All right, it's taking a while for it to load. We have one zone here. Pricing actually gets to that 1 hour resistance. It got close to it, but not actually reject off it yet. Yeah, I got pretty close, not close enough though. All right, we got the sell signal right here. This is going to be a problem if you guys are looking to take entry because the sessions is like right here. So if price does push down and push back up and push back down, you might have to get caught in the sessions right there, which is, it's a red flag. Red flag area down there. So I don't know if I would take this here. I'd probably look for it to bounce back up. But looking at this here, the target price point is going to be back at the point of control right here if it does continue to drop lower. Same with the 30-minute. If it pushes down any lower, target price point is going to be the point of control down here. So there's an area for it to reach down here. The only problem is that, we got a bunch of these red flags kind of hanging out over here. So it's like, it's going to be very tricky to take any entries around here. So we got the sell signal. You're looking for a green candle to confirm retracement, and then you look for the continuation back down further. But just going to be smart about it, not taking anything but that's unnecessary. We got liquidity up there, price pushes back up. Liquidity down here, price pushes back down. So price breaks and closes below this black line. We need the green candle to close though. So we need the green candle to close. If it closes below this black line, this is an NPSB2. The only problem here is we have a red flag right in front of us. A little too tricky. All right, so if this candle here closes back down and it's red, then that's an opportunity for an NPSB2. Again, the only problem here that I'm talking about, I'm looking for is that we're going to be right here stuck at the red flag area. Okay, price here might just range for a bit. The market profile isn't showing any rejection, so from the bottom side. So we'll see here. There's still two rejections here. So we have the rejection that happened down here earlier off the point of control. There's rejections on both ends right here on the 30-minute. So we got a rejection right here off the value high. We also have a rejection right here off the point of control. So the 30-minute's not going to be super useful for confluence because we have rejections on both ends. The thing that I'm looking for here specifically is I'm looking for the rejection off, one of these levels here on the 1 minute. Because then I can use that to take buys instead of sells. Now we have a buy signal coming up right here. Let's see how far this pushed up. All right, so we do have the buyers back in control from this candle right here. So price has kind of just been flipping back and forth. We have the sellers in control here pre-market. Price pushed up right here on open. Price pushed back down right here right after that bullish push. And then now we have the buyers pushing price back up here. But you can see here that price is kind of just going back and forth, right? We got price pushing down. We got price pushing up. So what I would say here is I would wait for market to stabilize a little bit. Otherwise, you might get caught in the chop here. If we start to establish a range, I'll mark up a range, but there's no range here that's established yet. So just gotta sit tight, guys. Wait for something here to come up. Once we have that come up, then we'll start to look for opportunities here. We have a rejection right here off the low. So here's the clean chart. We have a couple of rejections here. I'm just looking at these confluxes, right? Rejection, rejection, volume over here, nothing. 30-minute market profile, nothing there because there's rejections on both ends. Rejection from the top, rejection from the bottom. Looking over here at the 1 minute, there's not really much of a rejection here yet. But again, the sell signal is still active. So if price comes down and pushes below this black line, this is going to be an NPSB2 for a sell. There just isn't very many confluences here, guys. So I don't think this is going to be a very, I wouldn't consider it a quality entry. We have one confluence here, but I don't think this here is enough to really push me toward that edge to take that entry. The 30-minute here is good too, but I would like another confluence, something else that would kind of push my analysis in that favor. But like right now, we have the rejection up top, rejection below. If we get another rejection up top here, then maybe. But even if we get that, price might just go into consolidation from that point, right? At that point, you might just get it back and forth between this area. If we get it back and forth like that, I'll mark up the range. Right now, we don't really have that confirmation yet, so I'm just gonna wait. Plus, the candles here are huge, just like CJ just said. All right, so no more NPS for a sell, guys. We have a buy signal that just closed right here. The buyers are back in control from 637. So we'll see right here if this ends up pushing up higher. The thing with the push to the upside is that we don't have any confluences from the bottom end, aside from this right here, which is the market profile, right? We have the market profile that's rejecting off the point of control, but it's also rejecting off the value high up here. So other than that, we don't really have too much confluence. Also, the clean chart over here, we have price rejecting off the 700. So two small confluences right there. Again, the problem here is that we're in a session sandwich. We got a session up here and we got a session down here. So it's a little tough because if you take a buy here, you need to take that entry before it reaches the red flag up there, that green line, right? So the entry would have to happen somewhere down here. If it gets too high, then you put yourself in danger here because price can easily just manipulate off this New York high right here. So, I mean, it looks like price is trying to just, it looks like it's consolidating. So let me just draw this real quick. So it looks like we're in the middle of some consolidation right here. Most part, it's kind of what it looks like. So not much to work with here. Again, I'm going to use the confluences to identify my opportunities of interest, but it's not too much here. Now we have another rejection here off the, see this rejection right here? Rejecting off the value high, off the volume. But the problem with this here, again, it's the same issue that we had earlier, guys. Like we have the rejection right here off the value high, rejection off the 30-minute value high, rejection off the 1-minute value high, rejection off the whole number right here, 750. But the main problem here is that even though we get this entry, we have the red flag right here. We have the Asia high down below, right? That purple line. So, I mean, it's tough to take entries in this area because even if we get this push up retracement, we're going to be stuck at this red flag right here. So if I do take an entry right here, it's going to be within my red flags. So it's not the area that I want to be stuck in. But if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys if it comes out. So we got a sell signal. We got another red candle. We're looking for a retracement, a green candle to push price up, and then continuation back down. Rejection right there off the value high. So like I said earlier, we have a rejection right here off the value high. The target price point for price to come back down is going to be the point of control. It's not there yet, but that's kind of where it's going to. What you're looking for here is you're looking for a green candle. There's no other confluences here, so we don't have any V1s, no engulfing candles, nothing like that to identify reversals. See this real quick. I guess I can put the sellers back in control from right here. It's a choppy market, so it's a choppy market nonetheless, guys. As you guys can see, price is respecting my my range here pretty nicely. I drew these boxes here to identify consolidation range. And price is respecting boxes right now. Probably want to wait for price to break out of this consolidation range. Let's see, Soothing Meditation's asking, what lot size would you recommend for a 25K account for Apex? What is the max drawdown for that? Soothing. I'm not sure what this, I've never seen a 25K account before, so I'm not sure what the, because you would base it off the max drawdown. You don't base it off the prop target, you base it off the max drawdown. CJ said 1500. Okay, perfect. So thanks, CJ. So what you would do is you would just do 1500 divided by 4 or 5. I mean, depending on how much risk you're looking to take. I mean, if you're taking the entries we're taking here on the live, and you can probably divide it by 4. So this is how much risk you want to take per trade. So I mean, it kind of just depends on like what you plan on taking. If you take these entries with us on the live session, then let's see, 1 times 5 times 30, 2 times 5 times 30. So you probably want to take between a 2 contract and a, I mean, if you feel really confident, you can take a 3 contract, but I would probably stick to, yeah, 3 contract kind of pushing it because you only want to risk 375 per trade. So you want to be between a 1 contract and a 2 contract. So if you take a 2 contract and your goal is 1500 divided by 300, you basically need 5 winning trading days. So if you're trading with us Soothing and you have 5 winning trading days with us, this is how many trades you need to pass. You'll need 5 good trades. With those 5 good trades, you'll pass your eval, or Yeah, you're on Apex, so you're doing eval. So I'd probably keep it at 2 contracts, and you don't have to like overdo it, right? I know some people try to go really hard at the initially, but again, it's just up to your preference. You know, if you want to take the more risk, you can increase it, pass it even faster. But if you want to pass it conservatively, 2 contracts will probably do it for you. Because 2 contracts should make 300 per trade around there, and then you need to win 5 trades. Obviously, there might be some losses in between, but you basically need 5 wins, 5 net wins. All right, we got another buy signal here, guys. So let's take a look at the market profile. I don't really see too much of rejection off these points. I see, so we got some rejection like down here. Let me see, I'll take this stuff off. Just kind of look at the most recent rejections. We kind of have rejections right here off the point of control. They're not strong rejections, but I mean, they're rejections nonetheless. Right there off the point of control. 30-minute, of course, we have a rejection off the point of control down the bottom. The 30-minute's not going to be useful to us because we have rejections on both ends. If it's a one-end rejection, then great, but we don't have a one-end rejection. We have rejections on both ends. Looking over here at the volume profile, we have sort of a rejection right here off the value high. And then the clean chart, we have a rejection off the whole number right here off the current candle that just came up. So off the 700. So we have some confluences, rejection right there, rejection right there. I mean, obviously this rejection's been there for a while. And then a slight rejection off the point of control right here. I mean, otherwise price is still stuck in this range, guys. So I'll just keep extending my range out a little further. But this, we don't really have price out of this area yet. So I don't think this buy is going to be, I don't think any entries within this box here is going to be quality. So I wouldn't recommend taking it. Soothing said, okay, great, thanks. I will follow your lead conservatively. Yeah, no problem. You know, you just got to break down the numbers. If you can crunch the numbers and understand, okay, this is how many wins you need to pass, or this is how much risk you should take, I think you should be fine. You know, I think if you can pass an eval within a month's time, you're pretty solid. So should be good. I mean, it might take some time depending on how this market moves. Like right now, it's consolidating very heavily, so not exactly the best time to take entries, but hopefully we break out of this area. Yesterday was good though. Yesterday there was like 9 entries. So if you guys are just joining the live session right now, we had a couple entries here that came up. So we had one MPS V2 that came up right here. It was at the session, so I didn't take it, but that was a full TP. And then also the breakout over here, if you guys took the breakout this morning, full TP for 100 points. So 2 entries that came up today for full TPs, the breakout 100 points, and then also one MPS V2 right here for 20 points. Nothing else has came up since because we've been stuck in this consolidation range. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, you know, waiting for this chop to end and looking for entries here to come up. Hey, Barack, morning. Glenn's asking if the breakout hit. Yeah, breakout hit right there, 100 points. It was a buy for the day. It went straight through. So like, even if you had your stop loss and profit at the 50, it went straight to the 50 and then it went straight to the 100. So that was good. Brock said bullish day. I mean, it was bullish on open, Brock, but it's coming right back down. So we're coming right back to open right here. So I don't necessarily say bullish day. It was a bullish open, but it's right back to open now. So it's pretty much neutral at the moment. Looking at the overall trend, so the higher time frames are still pretty bearish. You know, 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 30-minute is kind of neutral. 10 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 1 minute is bullish but turning neutral or turning bearish right now. We finally broke out of this range though, so that's one of the good things. We finally broke out of the range right here. We got price come down stronger. So look at this strong, like, so you can see here the sellers are obviously in control. We saw that strong rejection right there off the value high. Price came down very sharply. You guys see this right here? Price went straight from the value high. I mean, it wasn't a straight move, but it did come down and straight back to the point of control right here. So this is, I was talking about this earlier. I mentioned like I would be looking for sells here because we had this rejection earlier. And I said if I saw any entries here for, sells on the way down, I would probably take it. We got possible MPSV2 setting up here now, so probably looking to take entry here. The problem is we have news right here at 7 o'clock. We have CB consumer confidence. It is medium impact news. Looking at the news right here, it is forecasted to be negative. The problem with this here is that the forecast has been super off like yesterday, right? Yesterday it was forecasted to be positive, the news event, and it was actually really, really negative. So I'd probably be careful trading on news because you might get like some pre-market or some pre-news movement and it might not be in your favor. Or news might get released and then it might do the complete opposite. All right. We got the 30-minute here, 30-minute candle closing soon. So that's going to be useful. 30-minute candle right there closing. We have the volume profile over here. And I think the volume profile is more relevant. So I'll keep the volume profile just to like from like 4 o'clock. This is the thing I don't like about the volume profile. You can't really set the parameters to like a certain time, I don't think. Because if I could just set the volume profile to like a certain time period, it'd be great. So I'm like, okay, I just want to see where it's moving like during New York session. I don't care about London session as much. I mostly care about New York session. So I think we'll leave it right here. I think 4 o'clock is a good time to just cut off. So identify volume. All right, here's a clean chart. No rejections over here at all. Obviously 30-minute rejection off the value high. 1 minute, we don't really have any rejections here. So if this here closes red, this is going to be an MPS V2 entry, guys. I think, well, for me personally, I think this is going to be, it's not going to be one that I'm going to take because I just don't have enough confluences there to point me towards a sell. We do have some sort of rejection here off the point of control, but it's not like rejecting off structure very nice. It's not like this right here. Like I would like something like this to happen. And it wouldn't even matter because it looks like we're not going to be getting a sell entry here anyways. Huge green candle. So no MPS V2 there. This candle definitely looks like it's going to close green. Let's see. I would have wanted this to push a little higher. So see how this pushed up to the value high? I would have wanted it to push a little bit higher and reject off that value high right there. So I'd like to see this boom come back down. Because then we could ride this down to the point of control. So again, I'd like to see this kind of reject off it. Volume's not showing anything. So there's a couple of confluences here that I'd like to look at. I'd like to see a rejection right here off the whole number. So rejection off the 650, rejection off the point of control, of course, rejection off this point of control, and then possible entry here for a sell. The only problem here again is that we're at the opening price. So like, this is what we call a session sandwich because we got the session right there. That's a red flag. We have the opening price right here, another red flag. It's just not a really great area to be trading in. So, and there's no entry here either. So no red candle there, no entry. But this area here is just not a good area. It's an area of manipulation within the sessions and the opening price. And we have news right here in a minute too. So this is a lot of reasons not to take specific entries. If you guys want to take the entry, though, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it for various reasons, right? We have news coming up in about a minute. We got the red flag right here. However, this would be a nice entry though. Like this is kind of the setup that I would be looking for. Of course, without the buy signal though. So no buy signal, but this setup right here is a good setup. We have an engulfing V1. This would have to close below this line here, basically below the opening price for MPS V2. All right, so this is an MPS V2. I'm not taking the entry because of news and the red flag, but this is an MPS V2 setup here. So sell signal, but again, because we have news right here, I think it's tricky. Because the news here is, I mean, it's going to have an effect. It's medium impact, CD consumer confidence, basically dealing with like inflation, just overall the economy. So like the consumer confidence and like what's going on right now. We got news coming up right here in about 30 seconds, under 30 seconds actually. Let's see, Brock said hoping for a bullish news spike or a V2 on the buy at least 2 minutes before news. Yeah, nothing there yet. So let me just take this off. I don't think I'm in anything. Measure this candle. This candle is actually pretty big. So it's a little tricky taking certain entries right now, guys, because of the volatility. I just realized the volatility is extremely high right now. It's like close to 40. There we go. As price pushes down. Let's check the news. News was negative. So it was a lot worse than expected. They were forecasting it to be 102. It's 98.3. The good thing about this is that the news is right next to opening price. We have 2 red flags in one area. The price might come and grab liquidity down here. There's a lot of liquidity here, actually. I didn't realize there was this much. So we got a ton of liquidity just hanging out down here. Yeah. So knocked out that liquidity, knocked out that liquidity, knocked out that liquidity. I'll leave that one there for right now to see how price reacts to it. Looking over here, huge drop now. Again, confluence from up here, rejected off the value high. Also right here, rejected off the value high. Price probably push down to the value low. Well, it's already at the value low, actually. So just be careful here. You might see a bounce. Yeah, so look at my markup right here, guys. It did exactly what I was looking for, right? I said I was looking for price to come down, push up, bounce off the value high, and then come right back down to point of control. So the analysis right there played out perfect. This is why I like using the market profile to identify opportunities. I mean, obviously we had a sell entry right there, but I obviously didn't take it. But yeah, the analysis here played out perfect. Came down, retraced, bounced off the value high, came down to point of control, blasted right through, and now it's at the value low. So there might be a bounce from down here now. Just something to look out for, be careful for. We're bouncing off the value low. If it bounces off this point, it might push back up to the point of control. Right here also, rejecting off the 30-minute. Volume profile. There's no volume down here, so rejection happened right there. We got a rejection right here off the whole number, off the 500. Also rejection off the 1-hour support. So we're getting a lot of rejection points here. I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean it's like a good time to take entry. There is so let's see. There's an engulfing candle right here. This might be an A plus setup. I mean, it's a little tricky. I think price is very overextended at this point. It's currently also at the value low, so I'm gonna hold off on that entry there because it's bouncing off the value low right here. So it's just a little tricky to take any sells at this point because price might just push right back up. There's a lot of rejection points here, so I'm gonna hold off on that there specifically. We got price projecting off the value low. We got price projecting off the value low here on the 1 minute. We got the volume profile. We got the 1 minute prices projecting off the whole number, the 500. There's a lot of reasons not to take any sells here right now, so I'm gonna hold off on taking sells. I'm just gonna look for price to maybe flip back up and then possibly take some buys. But let me measure this real quick. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, so we had the buyers back in control right here. So it reset already. That's why I have to make sure that this here is kind of pushed because I need to make sure that the resets are. Okay, so this here would be the first confluence. This is confluence 1, engulfing V1. We have another confluence over here, engulfing. The next thing that I would be looking for is an MPS V2. So I need to have a retracement signal and then continuation back down. For me personally, I think I'd be more inclined to take the MPS V2s versus these confluences, right? So I'd rather have some sort of retracement to the upside or even full on reversal. It doesn't really matter. We got a lot of space here. It's about 85 points. Yeah, Shabam said, Jesus, ATR is high today also. Yeah, it's extremely high right now, guys. It's 40 ATR. This is why you want to be careful because if you take an entry and it's too your stop loss is going to be too tight, regardless of the fact. So if we're taking an entry here, if each candle is at least like 40 points, like you get stopped out very quickly. If it goes against you just a little bit, you can get stopped out. That's how I got stopped out yesterday. My stop loss was just too tight. The ATR right now is extremely high. It's at 40 ATR. So I mean, if anything, we might have to adjust our TP stop loss a little further, right? Maybe take it to 40-40 or 30-40, something like that. Because it's just getting higher as we speak. It's like 40, 41, 42. It's too high. Like it's too high for what our TP stop loss is used for. So you might want to adjust your TP stop loss a little bit wider. The problem with me is I have like 60 accounts. So if I want to adjust my TP stop loss, I got to go through every single account to make those adjustments. And I don't think I can. It's a lot of adjustments to make for, a single trade. Rock said, come on, Siobhan, leave Jesus out of it, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep looking for opportunities here, guys. But again, I'm going to be a little careful because the ATR is extremely high right now. Let's see, Essentials asking, is Apex the best prop firm? I mean, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. I think Apex is the best if you're looking to get the most payouts. It's going to take probably the longest to get to that payout point, though, because you have to do an eval. So, I mean, if you want to just go straight to funded, I would say Tradeify is your best option. If you want to use Tradeify, I do have a coupon code. If you want to use that, it's in the Discord. So if you go to the Discord here, go down to funding companies, there's promo codes for pretty much everything. Kodi Capital, Tradeify, and Apex. These are the main 3 that I'm using. Apex is good because you can have 20 accounts, so you can probably make the most profit for payout there. Tradeify is straight to funded, so you don't have to do an eval. You get funded right away, but then there's a withdrawal cap for the first, I think, 6 payouts. And then Perdia is good too. Perdia is known for never denying a payout, but the problem with Perdia is you can only have 1 account. So they all have the pros and cons. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking to get payouts right away, then you can either do a 50K account or a 25K account with Apex. You can probably pass that within a week or 2. If you want to just go straight to funded, you can do Tradeify. It costs a little more, but if you do the math, it's actually a little cheaper, around the same price as a full Apex account, like going from eval to funded. So I mean, those are probably the two ones that you would probably want to look at. But yeah, if you want the promo code, if you go to Apex here, this is the promo code for it. It gives you the admin code. I'm in the admin group, so this is the admin code that gives you the highest promo that's currently going on. And then for Tradeify, if you use this link, you get, I think, it's 100 off or something, 100 off, 200 off, depending on which account size you plan to use. But yeah, if you want to use them, feel free. If you don't, then you can just pay full price. But the promos they're always active, so they're good to use if you want to get that discount. All right, guys, we got price coming down lower. There's another engulfing V1 right here off the liquidity. I mean, it looks like price is trying to knock out all the liquidity right here. The only problem, like I said, is that we're currently at the value low. So, I mean, you could maybe expect a bounce. I wouldn't say like for sure, but you could possibly expect a bounce. The problem with this here is that we kind of have sort of well, it hasn't really established yet, but kind of depending on how the market moves here, if we have a big, like a D shape here, then price is probably going to keep being bearish. If we have a bell, so here, let me show you guys. There's two different shapes or three different shapes that you're probably going to look for here. So when you're looking over here at the market profile, you're either going to see, this is one of them, it's going to be a bell curve. If you see this, then price is ranging. If you see this, let's see, like a P shape, then price is bullish. It's a bullish trend. If you see this where price comes down and it's a D shape, then it's bearish, right? So looking at this here right now, if you look at current price, it's starting to form like some sort of D shape, right? Or I mean, it could be D shape or it could be a bell curve. So it's either going to be ranging if it stays like this, or if it's a D shape like this down here, it's going to be bearish. I mean, obviously we're pretty bearish right now. So you want to be careful because the thing is, if we're trending like we were yesterday, then these zones here, they don't really have a relevance, right? Because price is just going to keep pushing past them. So I mean, you have to just be a little careful. Like use the confluences to your advantage, but don't necessarily base too much off those confluences. Like I would only use the confluences if they go in line with my analysis. So don't pay too much attention to these rejections. I'm just using these rejections as confluences, but they're not going to mean anything for my specific entry. My entry is based off my price action patterns over here, right? My price action momentum patterns. But I'm using these confluences here to kind of tell me, like, should I take that entry or should I not? So just something to keep in mind, guys. I don't want you guys to get too bogged up on these market profiles. The market profiles are useful, but they're not, it's not an end all be all. So you don't like necessarily have to base your entries off these. It just gives you more confidence with your entry. Looks like we might be back in the consolidation right here, but we'll kind of give it some time here and see what comes up. It's a pretty messy price action right now. Look how price is currently within this 1 hour support. So it's having trouble getting past it. It's just stuck in the middle. Same with the clean chart here. Price is kind of just sitting right there. Got the rejection off the value low. Rejection off the value low right there. But there's nothing going on. So let me go ahead and just mark up. It's not a clean consolidation, but it's still consolidating nonetheless. So something like that. Kind of similar to what was going on earlier here. It looks like price is kind of just sitting around this value low area. It looks like the volume is lower on this point. So there's a couple of things here that you want to look for. Depending on like where price kind of sits here, we have about 16 minutes left on this 30-minute candle. If we get the rejection off the value low here and the candle closes, then it's probably going to push back up to opening price. It just kind of depends on how this bell curve starts to play out, right? Because if it's an ranging market, then I'm expecting this bounce to happen. So like, see how this here respects it. This is the point of control. Price started from down here at the value low, pushed up to the point of control, came off the value high, back to the point of control, value low, and then possibly back up to here. So this area is going to act as a support level. You can see this support level right here lines up with the 1 hour support level that I drew up over here. So kind of just have to see if it holds it or if it ends up bouncing off it. That's why it's good to have multiple confluences here, because these multiple confluences will give you an idea of like, okay, what area should I be looking out for? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take off a lot of this, or I'll just take that one off. I'll clean this up right here. So it's just one big zone instead of a bunch of zones. So looking at this right here, this is the 1 hour support level. So if price bounces off this area, this is where you can use your confluences to your advantage. If price bounces off this area and you see it push up, it's going to be a nice confirmation because you have a 1 hour support, then you have the 30-minute value low, and then you have the 1 minute value low, and then you can look for some possible buys from there. But again, that's not always going to be the case. But ideally, that's kind of what I'm going to look for there. You got price bouncing off the whole number here, the 450 price point. Also the 1 hour support. So what I'm seeing here is what may happen is price might, well, it already came down and grabbed liquidity. So I was going to say come down and grab liquidity right here, but it already did. So what might happen here is if price does drop any lower, it might come down to the sessions and then bounce off there. You're just kind of anticipating like what's going to happen next before it happens. The volume here did start to fall out a little bit. So it's currently at 40 ATRs, now at 33. So this is more of like in line with what we're looking for. You want the ATR to stay pretty consistent. Nothing too crazy, just consistent. So we got the fake out right here. Price is pushing back into the range. Hey, what's up, Bragg? Yeah, no, definitely. Afternoon to you. Morning to us. Yeah, it's good seeing you here. Good seeing a lot of old faces here, guys. Over the past couple weeks, over the past couple months, I've seen a lot of older faces back in the group. It's always good to see how you guys are doing because I've been trading with you guys live for, how long has it been now? It's over 8 years. So, seeing people come and go, it's part of the game. If you guys have been trading for a while, you guys will see that people come and go a lot. They either go to different groups or they just stop trading for a bit, or they learn different strategies and they trade with other people. But then it's always good to see old faces come back. Back to K2. That's crazy. It's crazy just thinking back to like how long we've been trading. The years just fly by now. Yeah, we started trading. I think we started trading live in 2017. So it's been 18, 19. Yeah, over 8 years. It's crazy. All right, let's see. CJ said it's triple sessions down below. Yeah, that point down there. All right. So I'm looking for price to push up, guys. Let's see how far price is pushed up from here. All right, so we can say the buyers back in control from right here. The buyers were probably back in control over here too, but I just didn't really count it because it was so choppy. All right, we have a buy signal right here, guys. Let me take a look at my confluences real quick. Just want to make sure. All right, this is a little tricky because So we have a rejection off the volume, well, not really a rejection, we have a rejection off the top actually. We have a rejection off the value high right here off the top. We have a rejection off the bottom right here off the 30-minute. So we're getting conflicting rejections, rejecting off the top, rejecting off the bottom on the higher time frame, rejecting off the both areas right here on the clean chart. Yeah, I think for something like this, I might just hold off again a little bit longer. All right, I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab some water and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, so there's no MPSV2 here. Got a huge red candle that just came up right here. Felt like 40 points right there, 40-point drop. This is gonna be a bit of a problem because we have the sessions right here. So I don't know if we'll be able to, I mean, I'm not gonna take any sells at the red flags. I guess it kind of depends on where it drops from. So if it drops below this area, like below the sessions, maybe. Essentials asking, need help on picking a good prop firm. Please help if you can. Well, what do you need help with? Because I kind of explained earlier, like the differences between them. So it's just kind of whatever's for your preference, right? Are you looking to trade a lot of accounts? If you want to trade a lot of accounts, then use Apex. If you want to trade to funded, then use Tradeify. If you want to use something that's cheaper, and I wouldn't say Purdy is cheaper. Purdy is actually more expensive, but they're more reliable. I mean, they're all good. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you choose. So it's just up to your preference. If you want to trade 20 accounts and use Apex, I use 20 accounts with Apex, so that's why they're good. They pay, I mean, you probably get the most profit through Apex, but if you're only trading one account, then I mean your options are pretty open. The main difference is if you want to trade something, if you want to trade more accounts, or if you want something that's straight to funded, those are like the two options you have. Do you want to do an eval, or do you want to just go straight to funded? But then can you even afford a straight to funded account? Because it's going to cost more to go straight to funded. But realistically, it's going to cost the same amount because at the end of the day, you still have to pay the activation fee for Apex. So once you pass your eval of Apex, you still have to pay that activation fee, which is like $100 to $200. So at the end, you're going to pay the same amount. So I would probably just go to Tradeify if you're just going to do one account. Because then you don't have a time limit. That's one thing too, the time limit. I think the time limit is super annoying with Apex. But if you're doing a small account, it doesn't matter. You're going to pass it pretty quickly. If you're doing a 300K account, you're going to have to pay maybe 2 months of subscription because you're probably not going to pass it within a month unless you YOLO it. All right, guys, we have a sell signal right here. We're at the sessions. Well, I mean, this isn't going to be an area where I'm going to look to trade. Let's just look at the confluences. We don't have any rejections off the 30-minute aside from the upper rejection right here from the last candle. Looking at the 1 minute over here, we do have a top end rejection from the value high or value low, actually. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's nothing there. Looking over here at the clean chart, nearest rejection would be off here, the 500 price. And we're still at the 1 hour support level on the SR chart. So looking at all of my different profiles here, we have the support resistance profile, rejecting off the support. We have the clean chart, it's rejecting off, it's now currently rejecting off the whole number right here, which is the 450. Looking at the volume profile, there's nothing here right now specifically. Yeah, there's no update right here, so. Nothing here. 30-minute time frame, nothing here. We just don't have very many confluences here at this point. If you want to take this as an NPSV2, this would have to close below this candle, but if it does close below the candle, it's gonna be right smack dab in between the sessions. So this here is an NPSV2 setting up, guys. It has 35 seconds left on it. If you guys want to take it, I mean, this is up to your own risk. I don't recommend taking it, but I will follow it for you guys just in case anybody here does plan on taking it. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. You need it to close below this black line right here in order for it to be an entry. But again, we're in the middle of all of these red flags. So, you know, if this doesn't shout manipulation to you, then I'd have to just say good luck because this is tricky. It's a tricky area right now where it's currently at. There's a lot of reasons not to take this trade. It doesn't mean it's not going to hit, but it's not one that I would personally take. So went straight to TP right there. So here's the thing. If you guys are not familiar with the red flags, there's one of two things that are going to happen. Price is either going to blast right through it or price is going to bounce off it and hit your stop loss. That's why I don't take trades at the red flags. You put yourself in a coin toss taking a trade at a red flag. But it still hit. So there goes another NPS right there. So again, looking at the criteria, sell signal, retracement, close below the momentum, and that was the entry right there for an NPS V2. But you can see right here how price is now starting to wake back up. It's just a little tricky. So the thing here that I would have been looking at would have been the liquidity right here, right? Basically a liquidity grab that happened right here. So that's like one thing that would have pointed me towards taking it. But other than that, I think it would have been a little too tricky. For me personally, I didn't see any rejections right here off the 1 minute market profile. Obviously the market profile is so far below. This is kind of where I took my loss yesterday. I didn't see enough confluences here for me to want to take the trade specifically. So that's why for me, I made the decision not to take the trade. Also, I didn't want to go against my red flag, right? I think if I create rules, I have to follow them or else like it makes the rule not relevant. So I created the rule to not trade at red flags and I'm going to follow it. So nice. Did you take the trade, Brock? Sam took it, Brock took it, looks like. Yeah, pretty solid. So essentially, here, I'll give you the link. I think right now you should, if you want to do something, I'd probably do Apex because they have the biggest promo right now. So there's the link for Apex. And here's the code for if you want to use it. The code right there is for the it's the admin code. So if you want to do, because right now the promo is running, it's really, really cheap. So that's probably your best option if you can pass that within a week or so. I think there's like 9 days left on the promo. So if you want to do that, you probably sign up and use them. I don't know what size you're trying to do, but if you do anything 25K or 50K, you can probably pass it very quickly, like within a week or two. Jason Top Step is pretty solid too. Love him, bro. Yeah, Top Step is good. The only thing I don't like about Top Step is that they don't support NinjaTrader, so I can't put them on my copier. That's why I don't use them. If they had NinjaTrader, then yeah, I would have used them, but they don't. So their Top Step X platform is cool. I mean, it's basically TradingView, but I don't like trading on I'm already trading on 2 different computers. So if I was to trade Top Step X like I did before, I'd be trading on 3 computers at once, and that's a lot of work for me. So I mean, they're good. It's just It's just I wish they supported NinjaTrader. I think it's so weird that they don't support NinjaTrader because everybody else does, and they're like one of the one of the main futures brokers that people use. I'm assuming it costs too much for them to have it because they have so many clients. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless they have an agreement with Rhythmic to only use Rhythmic. Yeah, CJ said I didn't take it either. Didn't want to get risk it and go clued by those triple sessions. I know, same here. It's the same problem that happened to me from yesterday. So yesterday I took an entry and it was like the only entry out of 9 entries that lost. And the reason why I took it was because I was looking at the 30-minute and it was below the value low. So it closed below and I was like, okay, this is probably gonna keep dropping. What ended up happening is the candle closed, retraced up, stopped me out, and then it came right back down. So I mean, I'm learning from my mistakes, of course. That's the thing with trading is as long as you guys are learning from your mistakes, it's okay to make those mistakes. But if you're making the mistakes and you just keep making them and not learning anything from them, then it kind of defeats the purpose. I'm trying to get it traded in here, but we'll see. Kind of see what happens next. Let's see. Sam said 43,311 is my buying area, so I'm all for sell. Structure broke a long time ago. 43,311. Very nice. Yeah, so Sam's structure is down here. He's looking for it to aim for. I mean, it looks like we're still in the bearish market, guys. So we're definitely not in a range. So this 30-minute market profile is probably not going to be super useful today, guys. Like I said, market profile works really good in a ranging market, but today's not necessarily a strong ranging market. So I don't think it's going to be very useful unless it ranges after we get off this live session. Then in that situation, yes, it might be useful. Yeah, you can see over here, there's just not going to be any rejection points because the market, the trend is just very strong for a sell right now. We have a low impact news event right here at 7:30, guys. So we had Dallas Fed Services Index and Revenues Index. Mixed news, nothing crazy, but that was news for there. I'm not going to draw a line there for that news event because I don't want it's a low impact news event. I don't want to have that to be in the way in case we have entries around this point. Let's see, Sam said 443, 350 also my buy, but I want to take a trade a bit deeper. I'm up 60 points already, so no rush. Nice. Okay, cool. So you're still holding on to that sell from earlier, Sam. I think you took the V1 from like way up here or somewhere up here. I noticed that one of the V1s that was in the range, but this would have been a nice one. Engulfing V1, break out of structure. I'm assuming this is the one you took. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, guys. So if you're just joining, we had 3 entries that came up today. We had an MPS right here, it was at a red flag. Another MPS right here at a red flag. We had the breakout over here, hit full TP for 100 points. And that's about it. We don't have anything else here that's come up as of now. I'd like to see some sort of retracement here. Retracement up and then possible continuation back down further. It's just price. A lot of these entries just keep getting stuck at these red flags. Just a huge red flag area. Ugh. All right, so I guess we're gonna keep waiting for this here to just play through or move or something to happen here. Yeah, I don't think the market profile is gonna be too useful today, guys, because it's not gonna like the value low is gonna keep dropping lower, but the trend here is so strong that I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. Another rejection right here off the whole number, the 400 price point. Looks like we might get a little bit of a reset right here. So buyers back in control from this point. The sellers were in control from here. So price pushed down, pushed up slightly, pushed right back down, pushed back up right here. 60, 70 point move. This thing here is just, the problem again is that we're back at the session. So expect, there's two things that are going to happen whenever we get to the sessions. Price is either going to bounce off it, or it's going to break through it and continue climbing up higher. Getting close to it, but gotta be a little cautious. Yeah, Sansa did not take it being cautious. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, Sam. It's a little tricky where it's currently at. So I'm gonna look for a possible MPS V2 back to the upside here. So I'd like this to push up a little higher because I need to have I want to have at least a little bit of a gap here, like above the sessions, of course. Let me take a look if there's any confluences here right now. So there's no specific confluences here at the moment, but price is pushing back up from this value low area. So right now, price is at a discount at this low area. You can see there's low volume. There's a double body rejection right there too. So we got a V1 variation setting up right here on the 30-minute. If this is the case, price might push back up from right here all the way up to the point of control. Same with this over here. Let me see what we got. We got price pushing above the value high or value low area right here. Again, it's going to align with the 30-minute. Again, I would want price to be away from the sessions though, so I want to push up a little bit higher. Then retrace from there. I don't want to be stuck in this area down here. Same with the volume. So the volume profile over here, price is let's see, is there any reversal down there? Not quite, but probably a push back up to the point of control. We got a nice rejection right here off the clean chart off the 350. Also pushing away right back into the support level right here, the 1 hour support. Then we have another rejection right here off the sessions and off the pivot. So we have a couple confluences here for buys. See, I'm hoping this stays up here a little bit so I can kind of get the push back up. So I'm gonna look for it to retrace a little bit and come back down and then push back up higher. Keep looking to see if there's any price pushing past up the value low. 30-minute looks great though. 30-minute right here, we have a double body V1 rejection. It's a reversal pattern. Price came down to the value low, rejected off this area down here. This is where the lower volume was at. And it's kind of pushing up a little bit. Not super strong, but pushing up a little bit. So I don't want this to come down too hard. I want it to kind of stay up here. I want it to close red, but I want it to stay around this area because I don't want it to come down and touch the sessions. If it does, then it's going to mark it up as a red flag. All right, so there's a possible MPS V2 setting up right here. And we'll have to close green. There's no rejection off the value low, but it's still looking pretty decent across the board here. All right, so I'm gonna be looking to take this here for a MPS V2. Kind of a little big though. See, candles closing in about 10 seconds. Closing 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm in the position.
Order submitted. Orders.
Right here.
Order filled.
See, TP's at 503. That's fine. Yeah, it's set up properly. So we got the time and sales over here. Hoping the volume stays pretty decent.
Target
All
filled.
right, I'm out full TP right there.
Order filled.
All right. I think I'm out on all the positions right there. So decent win right there on that trade. Played out perfect. Kind of had all my I mean, everything kind of set up properly, so it was perfect. So good setup right there, guys. Had a rejection right there off the sessions. Yeah, it's just a clean win. Clean win. I had the confluence right here for the V1 on the 30-minute. I had the rejection right there off the value low. So price did exactly what I called for, right? So I said right here, price is going to push from the value low up to the point of control. That's what happened. I just took my trade within the middle right there. Same with this one. This one here, it still has a way to go. So I mean, it could still push up even further from there. But other than that, I mean, it's just, that's a standard textbook entry right there, guys. So, you know, like I always tell people, like, I mean, you'll see people who trade sometimes, they get super emotional when they take these trades or they get super excited. You know, if the trade goes as planned, you shouldn't be too overly excited. You should be happy with your win and you should be good. But when you think it's going to lose and it still hits, that's when you get kind of overly excited. So, you know, it's really controlling your emotions with these trades here. Because like for me personally, I could have probably pulled out earlier if I wanted to, but I didn't. Because the volume there started to die down a little bit. And there goes the entry. So yeah, definitely. Shabam said, yes, boys. CJ said that was fast. Christian said it still hit the 1-to-1. Yeah. If you wanted to go for the 30, you could have went for the 30. Just up to preference, you know, whatever you guys feel like taking. But yeah, so far so good. All right, so we'll continue looking for the next opportunity for entry here. We got a V1 variation kind of setting up right here. So we have one V1 right there, and then we'll have, yeah, there's a V1 right there. It's not a triple confluence, but or it's not a plus plus, but it is a V1 setup right there. The thing that I don't like is that the volume here is kind of low. A little low right now, so hoping this here would pick up a little bit. There we go. Volume's picking up a little nicely right there. Let me go ahead and take a look. We got a nice confluence right here. The V1 actually happened off the value low, so that's a pretty nice confirmation right there. That's actually a good setup. So the V1 rejected off the value low right here. Target area is going to be the point of control. Volume's good right there. There's no other confluences here on the clean chart. Yeah, I mean, the rejection was like from way down here, but it's still pretty good. Projecting off the 1 hour support. So there we go. As it starts to skyrocket a little higher. Let's see. So Christian, yeah, Christian has all of his entries marked up here. So Christian identified a couple nice rejections off those points to 1 hour liquidity. Nice work, Christian. Yeah, pretty good confluence right there. And then Barack over here as well. So let's see, Barack locked in some pretty good profit. Yeah, this thing's climbing. So this is what I mean about like the value high being like very, or value low being a nice confluence, because you can see here that's pushing up to the point of control. If I see another entry here come up, then possibly take it and write it up further. Got some profits over here from Barack. So Barack for the day locked in 6,000, or I'll make it a little closer. He locked in 6,055 for the day. Nice work, Barack. So solid profit right there. And then we got Shivam over here as well. Shivam locked in, nice, killed it. So Shivam here locked in 700 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 accounts. So 12 accounts right there, 700 times 12. Locked in 8,400. Nice work, Shivam. Yeah, you guys are killing it. So great move off that. It was just one trade there that we took. I mean, hopefully we'll see if we can find one more, but we'll see what happens next. Nice, nice, and one PA for Shivam. Solid. Yeah, no, that was a good trade. Good trade, good profit on that. Obviously we'll keep looking for the next opportunity here. Keep looking. So possibly an A++ setup that may come up soon. We have a MPS V2 came up. We have one confluence right here. We'll see if we have another. Like this could be a possible engulfing candle if it pushes up high enough. Something I'd possibly look for to take. Maybe on this next one. No, probably not. Okay, so I'm just looking for any confluences here. The main confluence here is going to be the rejection off the value low. 30-minute, of course, the V1 variation right there is still pushing back up to the point of control, which is going to be up to this area. Volume. So looking at the volume here, I mean, price is already at the point of control, so there's no further push to the upside there. Looking at this here on the clean chart, maybe we'll get a possible rejection off, like, say, this whole number here, the 500, right? Maybe get a bounce off this and then push back up higher. I'm just looking for confluences. Like I'm not looking at this for entries. I'm just looking for confluences. So right here too, possibly a bounce off the 1 hour support, right back up. Looks like we're kind of just in a consolidation phase here now. No entries here yet. So guys, just looking at our entries for the day, there has been 4 entries for the day so far, all full TPs. We had a MPS V2 hit right here. That was at a red flag, didn't take it. Another MPS right here, red flag, didn't take it. MPS right here, I did take this one, full TP. And then over here, we had the breakout that hit full TP right here for 100 points. So 4 entries for the day, all wins for the most part. I guess we're just gonna wait for whatever's next. Let's see if the sellers push price far enough right here. Yes, they did. So now it resets, which is good. I'd rather have it reset here than not. So we had buyers in control here from 731 up until right now, 742. Price started coming down right here from 743. And then we'll see here if it pushes right back up. See what happens here. Price pushes back up. All right, let me measure this real quick. All right, once it pushes past this area right here, I'll put the buyers back in control. At this point, almost there. And there we go, buyers back in control. So let's go ahead and take a look again. Okay, so we have another rejection right here off the value low. That's a good confluence. The V1 is still running right there off the 30-minute. We have rejection off the point of control right there. That's good. And we have not quite a rejection here, but still a push off that level. So I'll be looking for a possible NPS V2 again right here up to the opening price. The buy signal here, it's an invalid buy signal, which is fine. I mean, ideally, I'd like a valid buy signal, but still use that to confirm the continuation to the upside. Guys, just another reminder, we're having a mentoring session today, so 2 o'clock, if you guys can make it, feel free to join in. We'll be covering a couple things, mainly the the NPS V2, probably some of the confluences. I'll show you guys the tools. I'll show you guys how I identify market profile and stuff like that. But yeah, 2 o'clock today. We'll have the session, cover as much as we can. And then just another reminder too, this week, guys, I'm only trading until Wednesday, until tomorrow. So tomorrow's the only day I'm trading up until this week. I'm going to be out of town or out of the country, actually. So I'm going to try to get live with you guys on Friday, or sorry, tomorrow. Or I'll be live with you guys tomorrow, and I'll try to be live with you guys again on Thursday. It kind of just depends on how the internet connection is on the airplane. I'm flying business class, so hopefully that the internet's a little faster. I mean, I don't know. I've never really used internet like that to stream on an airplane. So I'll try to run it. I'll try to run it. If not, I'll probably be in the Discord chat with you guys. So I mean, we'll kind of see. I'll probably be in the Discord here, and I'll probably be like in the chat, giving ideas and showing markups. But I'll try to get on Zoom. I'm just not sure how it works on an airplane if the internet's fast enough. So yeah, Shabam, 2 p.m. today. 2 p.m. today Pacific time. Yeah, see, you said I hope we can cover the volume chart in the mentoring session because the letters throw me off. Yeah, no, we'll do that too. We'll cover all that stuff so that you guys can understand what I'm looking at, because I think that's kind of the key thing here, right? It's just really understanding my whole thought process behind these tools. All right, so we have an NPS setting up here, possibly an A plus setup. So we have a V1 engulfing on this buy signal. Let me just take a look at the confluences again. We're currently at the point of control, almost. We're at the volume point of control. The point of control for market profile is right here, where price is pushing up to. Looks like it just reached the point of control at that point. I would have taken this entry too if it was a clean one, but I just didn't really see it as closing. So we're currently at the point of control now, guys. At this point, it's going to be a little tricky to take any entries because the volume here is going to be a little higher. That was going to be our target price point to reach for, but it's currently there already. We still have opening price right there too. So if this candle here closes red, this could be setting up for a possible MPS V2, of course. We need this candle to close red, and then we'll look for a next following candle to be green. Need a red candle. No, this gonna close green. So no red candle there yet. Still no red candle. Still no red candle. The volume is very low right now, guys. All right, looking at the volume so far, I don't know if I'm going to be looking for another entry here. It's just kind of a little flat for the most part. The ATR is still at 32 though, so I mean overall direction and volatility is still pretty high. It's just these specific candles right here are starting to flatten out. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock, so we have another engulfing candle here that's possibly setting up. This is going to be, it's not an MPSV2, but it's going to be another confluence for a bullish push. Not an entry I'm looking to take. Let me go back and take a look at the confluences. Again, price is here at the point of control. It's rejecting off the volume point of control right there. You can see that when price gets to this point, it kind of bounces off the point of control. So I would consider it like a tricky area to be trading in because, and I think this here as well. So on the clean chart, it's rejecting off the whole number up top. I think this is not a good sign. You don't really want to get rejections off the top. You want to get rejections off the bottom because you're looking for a sell or you're looking for a buy, right? This is good if you're looking for a sell. If you're looking for a buy here, okay. So this here might flip. I mean, this might be even better, a better opportunity to look for a sell here versus a buy. But the sellers might be back in control from this point right here. We got a sell signal coming up. We got rejection off the point of control. So this is actually better. We have rejections off the top end. Same with the 30-minute. We have the rejection off the top end right here. I think the bullish push is probably done with already. Volume profile. I mean, volume profile is kind of, it's not the best. All right, so looking at this here, I mean, I think sells here would be more ideal because we do have the rejection off the whole number here, which is the 600. We have rejection off the point of control. We have rejection off the point of control here as well. But it's just not really holding at the moment. So we got an engulfing right here. Got an engulfing. All right, depending on how these next two candles close, I'm probably gonna call it a day, guys. Made some pretty good profit for the day, so I'm pretty happy with what I locked in. Yeah, there's just no need to force any trades today, of course. I mean, today wasn't as good as yesterday. I could say that for sure. Today wasn't as good as yesterday because we had a lot of like consolidation, a lot of ranging movements. Price did drop a little bit. We still had a pretty good amount of entries, but it wasn't like a consistent drop like yesterday. All right, so I do like this engulfing candle right here. I guess I'll hang around for a little bit. We'll see if the next candles kind of follow through. So we do have a sell signal here that's currently pending. Okay, this is perfect. It's starting to line up with the analysis here. So we got price pushing away from the point of control here on the 1 minute. We have the rejection right here off the point of control on the 30-minute after. So we have 1 minute left. This is probably going to reject off the point of control and then possibly maybe make its way back down to the value low. These candles are huge, huge candle, huge retracement, and then possible continuation back below. Yeah, so we're getting this nice sell signal right here. Candle's going to close in about 15 seconds. Looking at the 30-minute over here, we have this nice rejection off this point. So it's probably going to come down, back to fill this correction. So like down, up, right back down. Okay. Looks good right there. Got the sell signal closed. I'll be looking for a possible continuation to the downside. Engulfing candle, sell signal, looking for that NPSV2. The problem here is that the volume is kind of high again. So, we don't really want the volume and volatility to be too high. We want it to be high, but not super high. Like, these candles over here were like 20 points. These candles now are like 30 and up, 40 and up. So that's 40 points. This is another like 40-point candle. It's a little too big. Yeah, no, definitely. Shivam said, I think I'll wrap it up for the day. Happy with a 1 win, 1 loss for the week. Come back tomorrow fresh. Thanks. See you in the evening, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Shivam. I'll be back here in a couple hours. So I'll see you back in about 6 hours, 2 p.m. Pacific. So again, guys, if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session is going to be later today at 2 o'clock. We'll be covering a lot of the, I wouldn't say new stuff. We'll be covering the MPSV2, basically the entries we're taking out. And then we're going to be covering the confluences. I think that's going to be the main chunk of the session. It's really going to be showing you how I'm using these confluences here to indicate, where my confluences are coming from. All right, so let's see here if the MPS does come back up. If the MPS doesn't come up within like the next couple candles, I'm just going to wrap it up for the day. It's past 8 o'clock right anyways. Yeah, Barack said, cheers, y'all. Just watching if they set up buys, testing some analysis. Yeah, we'll see what happens here in the next few. Because the thing is, if it comes too low here, I mean, it might just bounce back up. Same with like and we're currently at the value low right now. Thing is, price doesn't really respect the value low, so it's probably gonna shoot right through it and then go down to the volume low right here. Right, nice rejection right here off the 500. Price came down, break and retest off that. Again, we're getting a little too low. Sessions right here. So what I need to see here is a little retracement continuation. All right, see what we got. We got 30 seconds on this candle here. So I'll wait another couple minutes here, just to see. And if not, then obviously I'll wrap it up. Yeah. So I was hoping this candle right here would have been green. And then this one would have been red, but it's fine. If this one here closes green, that's fine too. I'm just watching the candle volatility. If the volatility is too low, there's no need to force any trades here because the last thing you want to do is get stuck in a position where it doesn't move for the next like 10 minutes or so, and then it ends up spiking. So I'm just gonna go back over here real quick, kind of see if there's any. So what I'd like to see here is some rejection off the value low, of course. Maybe push up a little higher, reject off that value low. So this is going to be a little conflicting here because it's rejecting off the value low on the 30-minute from the bottom end. All right, there's no confluences, or there may be. Let's see. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not going to take any more entries, guys. I'm done for the day. I was looking for the MPSV2 here, but there's just no confluences. So I don't really want to take it unless I have any confluences. There's no rejections off the top end right here. There's a possible V1 variation that's starting to set up, but it just doesn't meet my criteria for the confluences. I want to see some sort of upper rejection. There's no upper rejections here. It's actually rejecting off the bottom. So this makes it very tricky. Nothing here off the volume profile. And nothing here off the clean chart. See, if this green candle closed a little lower, it would have been a little more, it would have made sense for me. But it didn't close that low, it closed very high. So there's no rejection here off the top end. Yeah, I just don't see anything here. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys are just joining in, or if you guys didn't see the entries for the day, we had, let's see, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4 entries for the day. We had a MPSV2 here hit full TP. It was at the session, so I didn't take it. We had another MPSV2 hit right here at the sessions, full TP, didn't take it. This one over here, I did take MPSV2. It was a perfect entry. Confluences lined up perfect, so I took that entry there for a full TP. And then we had the breakout over here hit full TP for 100 points. So in total, about 160 points for the day. Breakout for 100, 20, 40, 60. And that's about it. So if you guys want to keep trading, feel free to keep trading. There's a possible MPSV2 that's setting up right here. Price is closing below the momentum signal. There just can't be a buy signal here, right? It's currently a pending buy signal. So if it closes with a buy signal, no entry. But if it closes with the red candle, then it is an entry. So we'll just see how this candle here closes. It's probably not going to close. And you can see there it did it. So no entry there. Again, this is another possible setup for the MPSV2. But if you guys look at how these candles are currently moving, you probably don't want to mess with the entries here because there's a lot of uncertainty. You can see we had the red candle that's been trying to close for the past 4 minutes. And then right here, this buy signal that's trying to close as well. It's also been trying to close for the past 4 minutes, but it's failed pretty much in these past 4 candles. So with that said, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will be back here live in about 6 hours. So if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session, it's open to everyone. Feel free to come back. If you guys are not part of the Discord, join the Discord. I'll post a link here under announcements, mentoring sessions, and then the team chat. But actually, let me do one thing. I forgot to take a screenshot of the trades for the day. Let me do that, and then we will be done for real. So let me just scroll in a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna screenshot it so that you can see my entry here. Okay, what did I put yesterday? So there was 4 wins, 0 losses for all entries today on the live session. Okay. All right, guys. There we go. And we are good for the day, guys. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be back here in about 6 hours for the mentoring session. And we'll cover pretty much market profile, volume profile, and the entries for the MPS V2s, plus A plus setups as well. So, all right, guys, if I don't see you guys here in a few hours, I'll see you guys here tomorrow. If you guys have any questions.